What is happening, kiddies? Fabulous B here with Florida Metal Radio. Today we've got a special episode that is not live. This is pre-recorded, but we've got our friend Bobby Keller from Meka Nism that's going to be on the show today. So make sure to sit back, relax, and take in everything that we decided that we were going to talk about. And I think that you guys are going to enjoy this one. All right. Enjoy. Here's the interview with Mr. Bobby Keller from Meka Nism. And stuff like that. So, everybody got Bobby Keller from Meka Nism.
Hello, everybody. Thank you to Florida Metal Radio. What do you like to be?
Florida Metal Radio.
Florida Metal Radio. Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
Thanks for agreeing to be on the show, man. So, like I said, this is recorded. This will be live later on.
Cool.
After everything's edited. But we guess we got some new music coming out.
Yes, we have some new music coming out. I am very excited. I have just completed the first single, which will be coming out at the end of the month. And I probably am giving away some secrets, but you know, I'm pretty sure people know something is coming. So I am very proud of the music that I've been making with Ben Johnson over at Reverse 13 Studios. And you know, this is something like I was saying, you know, it's something I've been wanting to do, and it just kind of came around at the right time. And you know, I'm still in the process of doing this, so you know, not all of the songs are done yet, but I am still working on everything, and it should be done very soon. And yeah, so went out to California, shot a music video with Adam Arnali. Adam is actually from Orlando. He's done some stuff previously with Meka Nism and some other bands here in Orlando, and he was out there, and I just kind of was like, hey, we're all out here for NAMM.
Hell yeah.
Like, let's see if we can make something happen, and we definitely did. So we'll see what happens.
That's pretty badass. Now, I mean, are you going to continue on with the solo career, or are we going to go back with Meka Nism?
The plan right now is to do both, really. And I know a lot of my focus has been into the solo project as of right now. And I do plan on continuing with it, and you know, just kind of seeing where it goes.
Right.
And as far as Meka Nism, you know, we have new music we're waiting to put out. And we have the show March 22nd, and also the show in May for the Rockville pre-party on Thursday. So you know, we'll play those two shows. We'll rock out, and it's been a while, so you know, we're all, I think, really excited, and you know, out on stage again and play live. I mean, that's what I live for.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Now, some of your background, I mean, I've heard some of your stuff, and I mean, some of your stuff has been a little bit heavier, some of your stuff is a little bit more melodic.
Yeah.
Who are some of your influences, man?
Oh, man, that's a good question. To be honest with you, I didn't start playing guitar until about 2009. And then I had joined Meka Nism in 2010. But growing up, I was a huge fan of rock, metal, you know, all the classics, and also blues. I'm a huge blues fan as well. And I think as I started to learn how to play, because everything was self-taught for the most part, and then like you know, YouTube was just coming out, so like I was trying to get into that and use that as you know, a little bit of a tool to help. So I feel like I kind of jumped around a lot, but
right.
You know, I love you know, Metallica is my favorite band. I think I pretty much learned how to play guitar thanks to them. And then, you know, you've got classic thrash like Slayer and Megadeth, and you know, maybe some more obscure bands like Angel Witch, which is a new wave of British heavy metal band, and I just realized my phone was on, but we'll keep that. But you know, so it was. I love them, and then of course, you know, like Steve Vai, you know, and I love you know, Andy Timmons, more solo guys, which is what I'm trying to do with this solo project, with kind of my spin on it, because I do like heavier music, and I'm not afraid to make that riff that just makes you want to go crazy, but at the same time, I do like solos and riffs that make you like, you're able to also sing. So and remember. So I think with songs and stuff like that in general, or music in general, the more relatable you can make something, or the more memorable you can make something, then I think it has a better potential of sticking around and doing something.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Going for the timeless aspect of
things.
Yeah.
I mean those solos in like the 80s, all the hair metals, like those are great solos. Some of those riffs are amazing. A lot of people ask me about Jakey Lee, and I think he's one of the most underrated guitar players of all time, just because the way he played, and like how percussive, and like there's these little nuances that he has that a lot of people don't pay attention to, and he really just did a fantastic job with what he does, and will continue what he's continuing to do as well.
Right.
So I'm always for that. I'm not just the black and white, guitar. Here's a million notes. Take that.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to spread it out, and I like to just try and pull from anybody that I can, and kind of put my own spin on it. And I think that's what guitar playing is for, and it's an art.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, you said that you have like blues.
Yeah.
So you love blues. So who are some of your blues influences? Who do you reach down for some of those real melodic, soul-touching?
I'll tell you the biggest one, and I hate to put him in the blues category alone, because I feel like he can really do whatever. But Gary Moore, I think he was one of the best guitar players of all time. Just when he plays with such emotion and feeling, and you can tell, and it comes out in the way he plays, especially live. I'll watch YouTube videos live all day on him, and I try and pull away from a lot of his stuff, and I just try to put his emotion or like my emotion into my playing, and hopefully it comes out. Andy Timmons is another one, even though he's not really necessarily blues per se, but I mean he has a lot of, again, emotional type playing that I really dig, and that's kind of the realm again where I'm trying to go.
Right.
Just a little heavier.
All right. So you guys are a huge local metal band. Do you like playing the most? Do you like playing the large venues like House of Blues and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or the more intimate, like the Haven and Brass Mug and stuff like that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, we've played pretty much everywhere here in Florida, especially Orlando, Tampa. We love the Brass Mug. We love everywhere. And to be honest with you, me personally, I love the shows that are more intimate. House of Blues are great shows. The big crowds, and I'm very thankful that we draw that many people. For sure, and those shows are just awesome. I'm not taking away from any of those shows at all, but I do feel like the shows that are more intimate, that are smaller, even when I go see bigger bands, like I've seen some big bands in very small, intimate settings, and it's great because I think you're able to connect more. You feel closer, you feel more involved.
Right.
And some of these festivals too, like, the big gates and the big, barriers, and the stage is like 10 feet high, and you're kind of like this the whole time, and you're just like, oh, this is great, but it's cool. Playing at the Haven is probably one of my favorites, just because that's where we started. That was where my first show was ever, playing live, and it's just one of those places that I spent a lot of time in. Not recently, because I've been so hard in the studio here, and I feel bad because everybody's messaging me like, hey, where have you been? I'm like, hey, I'm in the studio. But it's one of those things. I definitely prefer the more intimate, venues for sure.
Right on. Now you guys have, had plenty of opportunity to play with all kinds of bands, all over Florida and everything. Who are some of the bands that you guys click with? I'm not going to put you on the spot and say you click with the most, but I mean, who do you guys, as far as musically, who do you guys rather prefer to be on a stage with?
That's another, man, you're knocking it out of the park today. You're making me really think. No, I mean, like, as far as bands around town, I mean, we've pretty much played with everybody at least once, and there's probably some other bands that are coming up, newer bands that we haven't played with yet, but I'm sure we will. And, I think that, and here's where I'm going to take your question and twist it a little bit, because
Sure.
I don't think we look at bands musically as far as playing with. Like, yeah, obviously we'd like to have a fit or, a band that suits the genre. But I think in past, looking back at it, we've had more success with bands and shows that are kind of cross-genre, or more, a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? They have a little bit more of a variety. It's not just all metal, you know what I mean?
Like a diverse...
Yeah, it's a little bit more diverse. And,
Okay.
I think those are great, because not only are you exposing yourself to new crowds, but at the same time, you're exposing, people to stuff that they haven't necessarily seen. And then there's people too that are, like, our fans that are like, oh, I've never heard of them, or oh, wait, that's
Right.
a great band, and so it's we're all kind of in this together, and the more that we can share, and the more that we can, help each other out, I think that's the key for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my dog. For you guys that can't see this, Brad is getting attacked by my dog right here. And
Pit bulls are so dangerous.
he's forcing him to pet his head and his back right now, and he's having hard times answering or asking me questions. Thanks, Clyde.
So, going back to the whole, touring with bands and stuff like that, who are some of the bigger name bands that you guys have been able to play with?
Yeah, one of the best tours we've ever had was with Avatar, hands down. That was an opportunity we got back in 2016, I believe, and we toured with them up the East Coast, in the Midwest, and it was amazing because Avatar at the time, they were just on that cusp of just blowing up like they did. We all knew it was going to happen, and they were straight from Sweden, and they were very professional, and they kind of showed us how to do things, and they kind of took us under their wing pretty much, and we're just like, we don't drink throughout the week. We drink
Right.
on one day, and if we don't have a show that day, that's when we do it. We're very strict and tight, like on time. They were always on time and early. And every single show, every single night, every single city we played, every venue, they never let up. I mean, it was almost like every performance was on point, as best as they could do it, and I mean, they really they shred. I mean, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and we were like, wow, like this is how you do it, and this is how you can sustain yourself, being on the road so much and doing the things on tour that not a lot of people like to do, but I mean, it's work, and a lot of people think it's a big party. Yeah, there's times when you can put your hair down and relax, but it's like most of the time you're packing up stuff, you're moving to the next venue, and then you're unpacking and then packing again, and it's all for 30, 45 minutes. Sound checks, yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
But they were great. They were very professional. They loved us. We loved them, and it was sad at the end of the tour. We were all like, oh, they were gonna miss you, but they've done fantastic for themselves, and they're continuing to just keep going up, and yeah, I think that was a great tour for us for sure, because it just kind of showed us everything.
Now, I mean, kind of along those lines, I mean, now that you've played with a band like Avatar, I mean, who would you guys like to open for?
Oh man, there's so many great bands, especially nowadays. Ginger, relatively similar to us. I think we have a little bit more of a European metal type sound compared to theirs. Theirs is a little bit more it's a little bit heavier and more like, I don't know what the word is, but They're a great band. Meka and I forgot her name, but I forgot her name off the top of my head, but they get compared a lot.
Right.
I would love to do something with Arch Enemy again, another band that we get compared to a lot. Of course, Metallica is my favorite band, so I think if we could open for Metallica, I could die a happy man. And again too, there's some other bands. Trivium, they're from Orlando. They're getting ready to blow up again with their new singles and stuff, and we're pretty good friends with them, and that would be fun. And then, solo-wise, if I had to pick, I mean, like, I would love to tour with, Angel Vivaldi. He's a phenomenal guitar player, good friend of mine, and he just came out with some new stuff as well. And that's like a different realm, I guess. And with the guitar instrumental type music genre. But I mean, Andy James is another one. He's a phenomenal guitar player. There's so many,
Right, exactly.
So it's hard to choose, but I think we all have goals of getting out there with the bigger bands and becoming a bigger band ourselves, and hopefully returning the favor, like taking bands out with us, and showing them the route, and
right.
stuff like that. So it's all full circle, I guess.
So with Meka Nism, are you guys currently, are you signed to a label?
Unfortunately, we're not. We're still not signed. We're still unsigned. We've had interest throughout the years. We've had some people come to us, but it never seemed like it was the right situation or it was the right move. We're still working on that. I think today, too, a label isn't necessarily the most important thing, but because people can still kind of do it themselves. But we do understand that, it does take, there's a level that you can get to where, it's like, hey, I need some more help, or I need more advertising, or hey, I want to reach out and try and get on bigger tours. So we know that the label is important, and,
right.
Hey, if anybody's out there, we're still there, waiting around.
So aside from the music and everything, I guess you had some apparel stuff, and
yes.
You're dabbling around and some other stuff. You want to go ahead and
yeah, for sure. That? Actually, that's a great thing because I am in the process right now of finalizing some stuff. For anybody who doesn't know, I did have a clothing line called BFK Clothing. It was just a kind of, it was something I was just kind of doing, and then all of a sudden it kind of took off, and then it got too busy, and then I couldn't do both, and I was like, dang, but good news is I'm doing that. I'm doing it again this year, and I'm also bringing back my beard oil, the BFK beard oil, which is, take your beard care to 11.
Yeah.
Turn it all the way up. And, it's going to be available soon as well. I think the beard oil is going to be coming out here, might be towards the end of the month.
Okay.
I'm aiming to get that up and running here quicker than I'd like. And also, or not quicker than I'd like, but sooner than later.
Right.
But I also, the clothing line, I'm thinking maybe second quarter of this year. I'm still in the process of working with that and bringing back some of those designs. And yeah, it's just something that I enjoy. I enjoy
right.
doing, and creating the artwork and doing everything pretty much myself except for printing the shirts.
Right.
It's fun for me, and I enjoy doing it. And I'll be bored. I'll make a design. I'm like, oh, that looks cool, and then I'll kind of shove it away, and then I come back and like, oh, hey, there it is.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So yeah, that good question. That stuff is coming very soon.
Awesome, man. Can't wait.
Heck yeah, man, me too.
I'm sure that everybody's going to love to see it at the shows.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm going to go ahead. We'll go ahead and wrap it up with that. And thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you, man.
It's been pretty awesome. And, make sure that everybody check out Bobby Keller with Meka Nism and on his own solo stuff. And make sure to go get the beard oil and the shirts.
And some t-shirts. We got everything. So you guys can find information on BFK Clothing, the beard oil, and my solo project and all the endeavors in that direction at BobbyKellerOfficial.com. Also on Instagram, Bobby Keller Official. YouTube, Bobby Keller Official. Everything's Bobby Keller Official. So if you just type in, it's all, I kind of try and I'll keep it all the same. Meka Nism is meka-nism.com. Also, you can keep up with us on Instagram at Meka Nism Band, as well as on Facebook and everywhere else as well. So
absolutely, and you can also find all those links also on FloridaMetalRadio.com.
Yes, thank you.
I made sure to link pretty much everything that I could link for you over there on that page as well. So
thank you so much for having me, Brad. It's been a pleasure, man.
It has been a pleasure. You as well, man.
Thanks, guys.
There it is, everybody. Bobby Keller from Meka Nism. Make sure March 31st this year, couple days, man. Couple days away from that new single, and I will have to say, it's pretty badass. You can't go over there and not listen to that. So, anyways, with that being said, this has been a special episode of Florida Metal Radio. I don't know if you guys can see there in the background. Bam, right there. You guys are seeing some rendering going on of the new Florida Metal Global, or FMR Global, screenshots and animations and all that kind of good stuff. So kind of let that leak. Anyways, so once again, BobbyKellerOfficial.com. You can also find them on Facebook, Instagram. You can find them in Meka Nism. Got a lot of stuff coming up, man. And got 110% support from Florida Metal Radio. And so, guys, thank you for tuning in today for this special report. I hope you enjoyed. As the immortal Ricky Rackman once said, keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the air, keep it real, keep it metal, and fuck yeah.